blacksmithing and do all kinds of things.
You even sell guns.
We even,
I'm going to rabble slave with a weapon. Disarm him, get the guards, disarm him immediately. Whereas one of the slaves has a weapon, raise the alarm.
I wanna be crazy, crazy like Alex Jones, and yet having a gumption without a presumption to know what's going on. Then I can throw bananas at the global clowns and hear aristocratic moans. I wanna be crazy, crazy like Alex Jones. I went looking one day on the internet just to see what I could find, when I heard this talk show maniac just proudly speaking his mind. It was really wild, but the more I heard, it made a whole lot of sense to me. I want to thank you, Alex, for opening my eyes and helping the blind to see. I want to be crazy, crazy like Alex Jones, and yet having a gumption without a presumption to know what's going on. Then I can throw bananas at the global clowns and hear aristocratic moans. I want to be crazy, crazy like Alex Jones. The talking heads on the TV screen with an arrogant sophistication, talking about what's been going on around the world and here in our nation. They all seem to turn like a pack of wolves when Alex goes on the air. In spite of the facts, they launch their attacks, and I just don't think it's fair. I want to be crazy, crazy.
Thank you for joining us for another worldwide transmission against tyranny. It is Thursday, the 26th day of July 2012, and we are going to be here for the next 3 hours today. We're going to have a big exclusive interview on politics, something he hasn't done yet really on my show. It will be newsmaking with Dave Mustaine of Megadeth and, of course, formerly of Metallica. Dave Mustaine, I talked to him last Friday. And we talked in studio for about 45 minutes. We're going to air most of it here. Some of it was so politically incendiary, I don't even think I'm going to air it just because of the way they're going to, some of it, the way they're going to go after Dave about some of it. So, I mean, rarely have I had an interview that powerful. I mean, again, it'd be good for the show, but probably not good for Dave. So some of it I've cut out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there is just so much to go over here today. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. I got to the office 2 minutes ago. And do you know why I got to the office 2 minutes ago and barely got on air? Well, I get ready at home. You know, I read news at night and in the morning, and I send the guys stories I want printed, and they print up the stuff off the websites I'm reading and, you know, scour the rest of the web. I mean, usually there's a couple hundred articles in here every day. And then we break stuff as it comes out, you know, here on the radio. We break it down as it breaks out on the web. But driving in today, strangely enough, on Monday, I actually had Darren McBreen and Marcos Morales out at the same place covering it, because normally I can get to work from where I live in about 30 minutes. I live outside Austin in the edge of the countryside. But where I come into town from outside southwest Austin, there are 3 farm roads that are now major roads but haven't been built up, coming in to one point. And every day from about 9 a.m., it's the worst traffic in Austin, this one place I'm talking about. It's the Y. It's called the Y. 3 roads come together on farm to market roads. There's big shopping malls, neighborhoods, everything, and it's already hellish. Worst traffic per capita in Austin. So what does the Austin Police Department do? This is what it's like to live in North Korea. This is the beginning of it, where the TSA sticks their hands down your pants, where you come last, where the city is completely shut down for Obama to visit. They might as well have people out there with royal trumpets when he comes to town. It's all about government does what it wants at your expense. So now I'm going to have to start coming a whole nother route to work. It'll take about 45 minutes, but that's okay because at least I won't be stuck for 1 hour. 1 hour. Trying to go down 3 miles of road with it at standstill. And why was it, ladies and gentlemen? There's not an official truck weighing station there. There is a place, some concrete parking lots on a little bitty road. At this juncture where there's already traffic, 30 minutes backed up at 7, 8, 9 in the morning. The police show up every day at 9 o'clock in the morning with about 20 trucks, 20 police trucks to harass and write $500,000 tickets, you name it, to the truck drivers. I mean, I'm talking about for anything. Dust on the bumper, you name it. Revenue generating. It's like watching a bunch of seagulls when they find minnows just diving in and eating them, or you'll see dolphins circling fish, eating them. It's a feeding frenzy. They'll have 20 truck police out there. We got footage of this the other day because I barely got to work. And I took some photos on my iPhone. My iPhone this morning, somebody took the charger out of my car. I don't know who at my house. So my phone dies as I'm driving in talking to somebody. Talking to Chris, the producer. Yeah, it's about 10:10 or so. And I'm saying, yeah, I'm stuck in traffic. Looks bad. They probably got that stupid checkpoint up ahead again. Phone dies. So I couldn't get any video of this, but McBreen and Morales went out there Monday, and they got footage of it. And that was at like noon. It was still going and causing a giant traffic jam. Let me explain what happens. The police on a 2-lane road walk out and just hold their hand out. This isn't some official way station for commercial vehicles. They just stop traffic, and they'll take as many, they'll just have trucks just back up on the road while they direct them into this parking lot, and then it snarls up everybody else both ways, and hell breaks loose. And I know this goes on all over the country. I've seen footage out of Tennessee, California, you name it, where they'll have the Army, the Marines run by TSA. They'll just shut down major. I've seen footage on the news in Tennessee where huge highways are backed up 20 miles as they just randomly search everyone. And they can say, well, those are commercial vehicles. What they do is they started back in the 20s saying, we're paying for roads and these trucks are making money on them and they're heavy and tearing up the roads. So we ought to tax them to build the roads. And they used envy in the general public to, yeah, let's just get these truck drivers. Well, they just pass the cost on to you and the goods. And then they started by the 50s going, just get your little card showing that you own this, this vehicle. So you pull it out and it has the, the license number so we know it's not stolen. Then it's your face. Then it's an RFID. Then you got to have it to buy and sell. Then the IRS says you can't travel even inside the country if they say you haven't paid taxes to the private Federal Reserve. This is the enslavement. Like I have police call in and go, yeah, we're being replaced with robot cameras and stuff, and I don't think it's right. And the cops don't even know. It's illegal. It's been found by courts hundreds of times. You got to have a sworn peace officer sign, the ticket and fill it out for it to be admissible in court. But they don't care. It's all lawlessness. And let me tell you something. That checkpoint out there, I don't care what you say about commercial vehicles. It's lawless. And that's what the TSA and all this is. They're just inducting us into commerce as well and getting us to waive our rights and enter into commerce. And that's how they now say traveling is a privilege. It is not a privilege. Read the Founding Fathers, read the Constitution. They're now saying guns are a privilege. I'm now here. No, they're not. Just because you were taught that at the academy does not mean it. You're now taught George Washington's a piece of trash at the academy. By FEMA, I have it on video. And the training manuals. Now, it's all garbage. But again, yeah. Oh, wait, McBreen just came in. We haven't aired this yet on the Nightly News because I was going to host it and talk about it. I'm talking 20 police. This was at noon, though. See how the traffic's moving. But down there's a huge stop if you're watching at prisonplanet.tv. And the police just walk out in the road and block everybody. Again, this is at noon. And that's how busy those roads are. But when they do it at 9 and 10 a.m., ladies and gentlemen, it caused a unbelievable event. But I mean, you know what? I was so focused and so ready to get on air today and talk about Obama openly coming out and saying, yeah, you don't need semi-automatic firearms. I told you this was coming. The NRA is part of the UN. They're an NGO there. We had a board member on, former Congressman Bob Barr, yesterday. They're at the UN so they can watch them. And that's why they came out earlier this year in the Washington Times, other places, and said, we've been at the meetings. They plan to ban all semi-autos. And I mean, that means have them turned in. You're like, well, it'll cause a civil war. That's the plan. Folks, this isn't a game. And they said they plan to register and then ban all semi-autos. You're like, oh, that's not going to happen. The ATF last year. Guys, just type in public comment period on banning of shotguns. And then you'll get from last year. You guys couldn't find it yesterday. If you want Kurt did an article on it, he can give it to you. It's all over the place from last year. It was on the ATF site, but newspapers ran it as well because it was a public notice saying we're going to ban all bottom-loading shotguns. We're going to ban them from sale, and you got to turn them in. And because they said, oh, because you can take a clip in the bottom, and that's not a sporting use. Okay, this is what they plan. They're not playing games. They want to attack the American people. They want to go, and they'll pick people to go after, put on the news, and show them getting killed to scare you. And a lot of people will line up and turn their guns in. And you notice Bill Kristol of Fox News has come out and said it's time to ban semi-autos. I can play the video. It's on Infowars.com, Fox News. Rupert Murdoch has called for a ban of all semi-autos. You notice Obama's coming out. You notice all his surrogates are coming out. I mean, this is all coordinated, ladies and gentlemen. Mitt Romney, when he was governor of Massachusetts, he said ban semi-autos. This is how they're going to start. By the way, that's most guns. Very few. I mean, most of the stuff that isn't semi-auto is sporting, like a double-barrel shotgun or a Remington 700 or something like that, bolt-action 308. We're in a lot of trouble. They mean business. And again, we're going to go to break, come back, and just reset and get into all this, but I've got to explain something to you, folks. These are criminals we're dealing with. These aren't well-meaning liberals. These aren't even, misguided communists, whatever. These are authoritarian criminals, okay? This is about total domination of America. They've announced the foreign banks own us and run us. And the fact that, this is in my film Police State 2000 from 12 years ago, the feds would do grants to shut down all of I-35. You can look this up in Police State 2000. It's about halfway into the film. It's in the intro. And they would back up traffic from South Austin all the way to Round Rock, 20 miles. I'm talking stop and go, searching cars on the highway. Till the Texas Supreme Court said stop doing it. But other states are allowing this criminal activity. Imagine being the Austin police with 20 truck police out there purely generating revenue, picking the most busy, clogged 3 roads coming together. 290, 71, and Mopac, and all these majors. It's more than 3 roads. There's a bunch of roads feeding into it. And it is a nightmare snarl with red lights. 3 major roads coming in with big roads feeding into those roads. So you got 3 roads coming in with other roads feeding into them. It's traffic 24. I mean, I've driven through there at midnight and there's traffic. And the police set up down 290, 300 yards from the Y, and just back traffic up for 4 or 5 miles so they can sit there and pull truck and just walk out and just back trucks up the road. Okay, well, now it's a 1-lane road. Okay, pull in here. I'm going to write you $1,000 ticket.